start a business and how to help people who are thinking about starting a business or have an idea of a business or already in business and want to scale up or want to improve their business. But what you want to focus on is really focusing on your own business. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people think that the only way to make money is working for somebody else. What I really want people to focus on is their own business, especially right now with people without working or without jobs or a limited amount of income. What I'd always want people to focus on is starting their own business or having the mindset of being a business owner. So today's episode is really, I want to recap a little bit on what we talked about previous weeks, which was the first thing is a business is pretty much getting a customer. A business is getting a customer, getting one customer. Once you have one customer, you are actually in business. There's no business without any customers. And those guys who are joining me, I appreciate you guys for joining me. So please, if you have questions, if you have comments, please write them down and I'll try to answer them at the end of this meeting. So the biggest concept here is understanding how a business works and what a business is. A business is simple, is getting one customer. We're just recapping what we talked about last week. A business is getting one customer to pay you for a service or for a good. A good could be an ice cream, could be a cell phone, could be a pen, could be anything that you're selling or servicing them with. Once you have that one customer, you're officially in business. That's one thing you have to focus on, is making sure you understand what a business is and how a business runs. So once you have a customer, you realize, okay, now I have a business, and now I have to figure out, how did I get that customer? How did I acquire that customer? And that's one thing we're going to really talk about today, is how a business is structured. So you understand from a simple concept of whatever idea you have or whatever product you want to sell, every business has to follow this concept. Every business, I don't care what business it is, you have to follow this concept. And especially if you want to start, you have to really learn this concept. You have to really put it in your head to understand how every business works and functions. So the first thing is understanding is a business, like I said, is getting a customer. So how you get a customer? Understand, getting a customer matters on what your lead generation is. Lead generation. Lead generation is, how did you receive that customer? How did that customer come into your pipeline? How did you advertise that customer? How did you market to that customer? So understand this. Lead generation is how you receive the customer. If you're starting a business, you have to figure out, how am I going to get my customers? And if you have no money, there's ways to get customers without any money. Other businesses do it. You should also be able to do it also. So lead generation, how did I receive that customer? How can I get my customer? You know, what methods did I use? Did I use, there's so many methods you can use right now that are for free. You can use social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Instead of using it for personal reasons, why don't you use it for your business and use ways to use that as a lead generation to bring customers into your business or the viable business that you have. So lead generation is almost the #1 key to every business. I don't care if you're selling software, cookies on the street, ice cream, whatever, you need lead generation. Lead generation is the #1 skill you need to develop when it comes to becoming a business owner. For myself, if I'm in real estate, lead generation means bringing renters to my apartments or my units. So how do I bring units? How do I bring people to my units? Advertising or marketing. So if someone is looking for a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment, 3-bedroom apartment, I need to show that that is available for them. So how do I advertise them? Facebook, Instagram, Craigslist, word of mouth. Letting people know I have a 2-bedroom available. It's at $1,500. How would you like to apply? It's that simple. Or even my website. I send people to my website so they can apply for online. So that's a way to get lead generation. Find a way for your company or for your business to bring in customers. So that's #1 key. In every business, it comes down to lead generation. If you have 0 leads, you have 0 business. If you have 0 customers, you have zero business. I don't care how nice your business card is. I don't care how nice your website is. If you have 0 leads, you have 0 business. That's what I suggest everyone. Understand your lead generation. The second part of every business, these are the steps of every business, how it works, is lead generation, lead conversion. How do I convert this lead? Yes, you got the person into the house, or you got the person into the apartment, or you got the person to test your product. Now, how are you going to convert that person to buy the product or service that you're offering? So let's take an example. I'm a personal trainer, or I train kids, or I train people. How am I going to get the person to come in? Okay, might offer a free service. I might offer a free workout. Yes, my time might be spent without getting paid. What I'm doing right now is creating a lead for myself, for my business. So you can use this for every example. Every example in terms of business. Offer a free service. So I'm offering a free workout for the person who's coming into my new lead generation that I created. I offer the free workout. I'm hoping the free workout is great. And this is what's going to come into focusing on how am I going to turn this lead into a generation or into a conversion? How am I going to get this person to pay me money to train them for a continuous basis? First of all, the workout has to be great. And the second is that people have to trust you. They have to trust you that you know your knowledge, meaning you know your workouts, you know your nutrition, you know your basics about human function. And the third thing is understand that your business, it has to be affordable for the person that you want to acquire that business or that product or that service. So if I'm training somebody and it's too expensive, I charge $200 an hour. That person is not going to be it's not going to turn into a lead conversion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, listen, okay, the first workout is free. And I understand you can't afford $200 for my package. What I could do is I can break down and give it, instead of a 45-minute workout, I'll give you a 30-minute workout. Because you have to understand, every lead that comes in, you want to convert it. So whatever business you're doing, every lead that comes in, whether that's word of mouth, social media, Craigslist, anything, you have to convert that lead. I don't care what business you're in, you have to convert it. And converting means they pay you $1 or they pay you $100 or $5. So how do you convert this person? You have to work with the customer. So if the person is, let's say, can't afford the $200 personal training, we can figure out a way to work with them. You know, how about we spread out your payments over 6 months? How about we give you only half-hour packages? How about we give you only 15-minute segments? Or how about I charge you $50 and I write you a program for your personal training and we check in every single month? Or how about we do a group session where you can get you and a couple of friends to afford the program? You have to understand, you have to work with your customer, and that's how you turn a lead into a conversion. So every person that you see, every ad that you see, that's the company trying to create a lead. And so once they create that lead, now they're trying to convert you. So let's say Coca-Cola, you see a Coca-Cola commercial. When you go to the store, did they convert you to buy that Coca-Cola? If they didn't, that means the marketing or the lead generation was not good enough. So every business, everything that you're trying to do, whatever business it is, I don't care if it's nursing home or whatever it is, it has to have some kind of lead generation and lead conversion. The way you convert that customer is you have to work with that customer. I don't care how it is. You have to figure out a way to get money out of their pocket. Now, it does not have to be sleazy. You just have to offer the service or the product at an affordable rate for them, for that customer. You know, because you don't know what that customer could lead to other customers. And this is the third part about the business that we're talking about here: lead generation, lead conversion, and then finally servicing the customer. The third part is servicing the customer. If you have a customer and they bought something from you, are they buying it on a continuous basis, on a monthly basis, a daily basis, a weekly basis, a quarterly basis, a yearly basis? This is when it comes down to servicing customer. If you can't service your customers, you will lose all your customers. Your lead generation and your lead conversions will drop. And also, you will not have a viable business. So for myself in real estate, I have to make sure that every renter or every tenant is satisfied, because we want to make sure that, first of all, serviced. So they have the heating, they have, clean house, they have a refrigerator, they have all the things necessary to live in the place, and they pay me on a continuous basis. So my customers are renters, and my customers are converted from lead generation I have, but they stay for a long period of time. They sign 1-year leases. So all my customers are in my business for 1 year. Now, if I keep losing them every single year, it's going to take me more time and more money to convert the new customers and new leads coming in. But what I want to do is I want to keep my customers for as long as possible. So for renting, I want to keep my customers for 10 years plus. So whatever business you have to think about, how long is my customer going to stay with me? How long is my customer going to pay me? How long Am I going to be able to hold and service this customer? Because if you have a customer and they pay you once and they'll never come back, it's going to be a process for you to keep bringing new customers in, especially when it comes to lead generation and lead conversion, because that takes a lot more work. But once you have the customer inside your business, or you're servicing with a product, or you're servicing with a service, now you can say, okay, how can I service this customer more? How can I offer more? And then also, once you service them well, you can now actually ask for referrals. Most businesses don't know, I don't know why, but they don't ask for referrals. This is a huge part when it comes to any business. For when I have a rental open, I ask the people that are renting my apartments right now, do you know of anybody looking for an apartment? And if you're servicing your customer well, they will bring you hundreds of customers easily, because you're servicing them so well. So if I have a person, if I'm training somebody and they buy a package and I'm servicing them well and they work out for me for 6 months, you can ask. There's nothing wrong with asking. Do you have any other people that are looking for workouts? Yes, I have a cousin, I have an aunt, I have a mother, I have a sister. Give them my card, give them free workout, give them something to bring more customers to you. It's that simple. Every business needs these things. Lead generation, if you're writing this down, lead generation, lead conversion, and customer service. And customer service leads to referrals. If you do these things properly, you'll have a viable business. So if you're thinking of a business right now, whatever business it is, I don't care if it's, like I said, cleaning houses, whatever it is, you have to have these things and you have to have them organized. If I bring in a lead from Craigslist, I have to say, okay, how many leads did Craigslist bring in? Because now you can focus your attention on Craigslist. Excuse me. If all your customers are coming in from Facebook, now you need to focus more on your Facebook, because you can see that's where your lead generation is coming from. Now, once you have that system set, now you can go down to conversions. Okay, I'm bringing in the customers, I'm bringing in the clients. How am I converting these customers? What is your percentage in terms of conversions? If you're only converting 2% or 3% of your customers, that means, or your leads, that means something is wrong with the conversion. That means you need to iron out the conversion, because if you keep losing customers because your conversion is not well, that means your business is not going to last. It can't grow. So for every customer that comes in, they should easily be converted, easily, because you already took the time and money to convert, to lead them into your business. Now, how do you convert them? You convert them by, like I said, servicing them for whatever product they're looking for or service. Give them a free offer. Give them an extended period of time to pay, especially in the tough times right now where people don't have the money. If you're starting a business that's cleaning, give them the first cleaning for free. If you're selling food, give them the first meal for free. If you're selling, something, give them a sample. Give them something that they can have an experience for. And if they have an experience, they can remember you. But if you just offer them, listen, I offer personal training. How much is the service? $200. Well, I can't afford that. Okay, well, next customer. Well, you don't know what that person can do, what that person can afford. You don't know their situation. So if you can't afford $200, okay, what can we work with here? What do you need right now? Do you need just nutrition help? Do you need just one workout? Do you need just 4 workouts? Do you feel like I can give you 1 workout a month and then you could take it yourself? Work with the customer, service that customer, convert the customer. That's where the money's made. If you want to make money, yes, lead generation is nice, but you make the money, especially in any business, is when you convert the customer. When you have the person take the checkbook and write you a check, that's when you converted them. That means you offered them enough value or enough service or a good enough product that they're willing to take their hard-earned money and give it to you. That's the only way you can run a successful business. Any successful business, these are things that work for them. They have a great lead conversion. They have a great conversion rate. And they also service their customers to the highest abilities. That's why there's awards for great customer service. And any business that does not have great customer service usually fails. It might not fail this year, but it's eventually going to fail because customers are not happy. Customers are not being serviced well. The business is not asking for referrals. And also, even if they're asking for referrals, they're not going to get referrals because they're not servicing their customers well enough. So understand these things. These are the things that will really help you in any business that you want to start. And simple businesses you could start right now is online businesses. Think of a creative way to start an online business. Right now, we can't get in touch with people. You can't, social distancing, don't be outside, but does not mean you're limited. You're only limited by the fact that you think you're limited. Right now, I'm trying to start 4 or 5 online businesses. Why? Because that's all you can do right now. That's all we can do right now is online businesses. If you trying to start a physical business, it's going to be tough right now. So you have to be creative. So if it's selling t-shirts, you might have to find a way to sell, find a third party that could sell the t-shirts for you. If it's, if it's taking, a physical product and give it to somebody, that's going to be tough right now in the situation we live in right now, because people need that distance. So you have to think creative and think, a phone business. Maybe you could be a customer service for a company. Maybe you can do, write reports for businesses. Maybe you could do bookkeeping for people and personal finances. Bookkeeping is an easy skill you can learn and convert that to an online business. Maybe you could do social media marketing for people. Maybe you could handle people's, groceries. The simple things you could do, but make sure you take into account that it takes lead generation, finding that customer or customers, lead conversion, converting that customer, working with them, making sure they're satisfied, and then servicing that customer service for a long period of time, and then asking for referrals. So that way the customers or the clients are bringing you more customers and clients. It's that simple. So if you guys have questions, please unmute your mics and, just ask questions, especially if you have a business idea, or if you have questions in terms of how to start, or what kind of ideas you might have, or if you have a business right now and how you can expand, or how you can improve your lead generation, or how you can improve your lead conversions, or how you can improve customer service, or servicing your customers. If you have questions, please ask them, because I'm here to help you guys, especially when it comes to business. So anybody have any questions? Don't be shy. Don't be shy if you have questions.
Hey, Ken.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for this teaching, which you are helping us every Wednesday. I really appreciate. And when people like us who have businesses already, when we hear this, some people, I don't know if they don't have business yet, but it's good. What you're doing is really important to us, because you may think you know something, but every time when you hear someone again and again teaching you this, it really helps you to develop as an individual. And it reminds again the things which you missed, because in this critical time where you're just rushing, figuring out oh, I need to tackle this, I need to work on this, instead of stopping and just refresh again and understanding what are the steps I'm missing. So by listening to you, it helps us to understand what are the steps are we missing again. We need to revise this again. So I really appreciate you on that. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that, man. I always believe, in giving and helping as much as I can, especially if you have a situation or a position of helping somebody else, especially when it comes to knowledge. One of my businesses that I'm starting is just strictly a knowledge business. And I'll tell you exactly what I'm trying to do, so maybe you guys can get some ideas. So like I said, my business is real estate. I buy properties, fix them up, and rent them. Now, what I want to do is I want to start teaching people on how to do this. Now, I can offer advice, but until you pay for something, you really don't take it seriously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build an online course. This is one of my businesses. You guys can take the idea. Same thing with you guys. Whatever business you have or ideas you have, I'm going to take my information in terms of real estate, and I'm going to create a course, a step-by-step course on how to start a business, how to start a real estate business, and how to excel a real estate business, because I've done it before. I can't teach something that I have not done myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a course, and what I'm going to do is once that course is done, I'm going to start marketing it. I'm going to try to start getting a lead generation. I'm trying to build people to come in and learn about real estate. Once they learn it, once they come in, I'm going to try to convert them and say, listen, pay me $300 or whatever the amount is to learn about real estate. And if they don't, maybe I can give them a sample. I can give them a sheet. They can do that for themselves, and then they can go for themselves. But otherwise, if they pay the $300, what I want them to do is I want them to say, wow, this is one of the best courses that I've seen in terms of real estate on how to start from zero. And then once they see that and they can go through it and hopefully they do it themselves, then I have a customer and I have a client. And once I have that client, they can go on and refer other people, say, listen, hey, I bought this property because I bought this course from Kenny. I bought this unit or this commercial building because I took this course from Kenny. He broke down how to fix my credit. He broke down how to find the deal, how to analyze a deal. And these are things that I want people to learn. Hopefully they get into real estate, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be real estate. It can be anything. The whole thing is learn about lead generation. How do I get that customer in? Lead conversion. How do I turn that customer, that lead into a customer? Lead conversion is this simple. How do I get money from their pocket to my pocket? The quickest way, the fastest way, the easiest way, the legal way, the ethical way, without stealing, without robbing, but giving them the product that they need and they want and they value, that they value more that product or that service more than the money they have in their pocket. That's conversion. And then last part is customer service. How do I service this customer for a long period of time? The long period of time, years. How do I convert them for years? And then also, how do I refer from this customer? Because if I do my job well enough and legal enough and positive enough and well enough, that customer will give me a referral. It's that simple. Will give me a referral. Most businesses do not ask for referrals. So every business you want to start, remember those steps: lead generation, lead conversion, customer service, and then referral. All right. Great. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Especially when people want to start businesses. I'm always interested in learning about other people's ideas in terms of business. Any ideas? Always, we're open here to help. There's no judgments, and there's no such thing as a stupid question. Please ask any questions you have. It's okay. Don't be shy. Just unmute your mic and just ask a question. Well, anything else you want me to discuss today? I mean, we'll be here next Wednesday also. Like I said, I'm trying to do this every Wednesday, 10 a.m. for about 45 minutes to an hour, just to kind of give you guys ideas and tips on, especially when it comes to business. And so you can get out of the mindset of working a 9 to 5, and you can get the idea of owning your own business and being business owners. That's the biggest thing for me is you're limited in terms of how much you make when you work for somebody else, but you're unlimited in terms of cap or how much you can make if you work for yourself. So that's one thing I really want to help people with. So any other questions? Cindy, Derek, Sheesh, Brian, Ria, I see you. Any questions? Alan, I see you. Any questions or business ideas? Anybody? Questions, comments, likes?
You like it already.
Anybody with questions or anything you don't understand, I could explain a little bit more. Or if you want me to give you some ideas of businesses you could start, I could also do that. But anybody have questions or comments or business ideas they want to start?
Kenny, I have a quick question.
Sure.
It's about the real estate market. Right now, I have one of my friends who was trying to buy a property. So do you think it's a good time right now to look into real estate, or is it a good time to first wait and see what is going to happen in the next 3 months?
With real estate, what I would suggest right now, I would wait. The reason I would wait, and it seems kind of cynical, but it's the truth because I've seen it before. With real estate, right now, real estate, there's a lag. You have to understand there's a lag with real estate. So when things happen to the economy, there's a lag. Something like that takes a while to hit the real estate market. So you have to understand, right now, I would not buy anything because, first of all, I don't know if you can get people to rent it or whatever you're going to do with it. Second thing, when this lag happens, meaning people don't pay their rents, So when people don't pay their rents, that means people can't pay their mortgage. When people can't pay their mortgage, that means the banks get the properties. So what I'd wait. The reason is because I know the banks are going to acquire or repo or foreclose on a lot of homes. And what's going to happen is the price is going to go down because banks don't want the homes. So those homes or commercial properties or retail, those prices are going to go way down. Because first of all, people want to hoard their cash. They don't want to spend money. But then also the banks own the properties, so they don't want to own the properties. So what's going to happen is those prices are going to go down. And if you're going to be in the if you want to buy real estate, I'd wait until those properties prices drop 25, 30, even 50%. And that's when I'd go out there and buy something. That's what I would suggest, especially when it comes to real estate. Don't buy anything right now. Just keep your cash, keep stacking it up, get your credit right. So make sure you're ready. But then once that lag happens and the prices really hit and drop dramatically, that's when you can go in there and start buying.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Kenny.
Any more questions? When it comes to business or real estate or anything else? Is everyone shy? It's okay. Ask your question.
I guess I'll go.
Sure.
It's not really a question, but as far as getting, I guess, lead generation and customers. So you're saying social media as of right now, that's the only thing you can do? Or
no, I mean, social media is one of the free outlets I would use, and I would be on it heavily if I'm going to be in business. But right now, social media is, like I said, free. There's some paid ones also, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with mailers also, or going around and dropping people in people's mailboxes. One of my businesses that I started was a handyman business, and I did not have leads. And one of the things I did was I printed out a stack of, like, let's say 500, pieces of paper with my name and handyman services, and we fix this, we fix that, or my team does. And I'd drive around and I'd go to every mailbox. I went to rich towns. I went to like wealthy towns because I knew they could afford it. And I would drop it into every mailbox, apartment buildings. I would drop it into every mailbox in apartment buildings, everywhere. I mean, you have to just be creative when it comes to lead generation. So like I said, social media is great. Physical postcards are great. Word of mouth or communicating with the people on your phone, sending out mass text. That's what I do. I send out mass text on WhatsApp or regular or whatever, and let people know, hey, I do this, or I'm doing this right now. Would you be interested? Or do you know somebody who'd be interested? You'd never know those people. They might not want your service, but they might know somebody else who wants that service. So word of mouth, friends, family, which is your power base, working with those people. So the biggest thing is just expanding your message, putting it out as far as you can, and limiting your budget in terms of how you do it. Don't spend too much money at first, especially when you're starting out. Just try to use the sort of resources that you have right now. So social media is great, word of mouth, physical postcards, and then also just letting people know. Any other questions when it comes to business, starting, lead generation, lead conversion, customer service, referrals?
I have not a question, more so just like, pretty much what you said. So you said that you're making, one of your businesses, you're making, teaching the course of like real estate and stuff like that, right? Correct?
Yes.
So how far along how far along in the process are you, and when do you think you're going to actually like start engaging that and moving that process in? I know it's probably in the early stages, especially what's occurring right now, but sure. I just wanted to know, because that is something that's I'm interested in.
Sure. So I'm doing a couple of things. The first, I signed up for Udemy. I don't know if you guys know Udemy. It's an online platform that you could host your own courses. This is one business idea you guys can use. And so Udemy is, you just go on there, you sign up as an instructor, and you start kind of putting up a curriculum of your own course. And I would suggest, if you're going to teach something, make sure you're very well, astute in it or very educated in it, because you don't want to fake it. This is not one thing you can really fake when it comes to teaching somebody else, because people can smell, somebody who does not know what they're talking about. So I understand you have to be really, proficient in that department. So right now I signed up for Udemy. I've shot maybe 16 videos of courses already. Right now we're in the editing phase, which means we're editing and putting them in kind of a curriculum to figure out ways people can start from zero, because I always want to start people from zero. If you have money, there's nothing wrong with that also, but I always want to start people from zero in terms of credit, in terms of how to find deals, or what's a deal, what's considered a deal, and then also doing the numbers, how to break down the numbers. So all those videos I've kind of already shot. Now we're kind of editing them in order that's going to be proper for people to be able to learn, because I've never really put a course together. I've done seminars, but I've never really put a course together, and I want to make sure that it works for everybody, because I want it to be able to work from somebody from China to somebody in Africa to somebody in the US. So I have to make sure it works for everyone else. And so right now we're in the editing phase, and once this editing is done, hopefully within next month it should be up. And I want to make it affordable. That's one thing, like I said, I want to convert all those leads I bring in. So I'm trying to figure out the right price point for people, because obviously it's going to cost me money, but I also want to make sure it's affordable for people that that can't afford it, or maybe put together a payment plan or something else. Like I said, I want to always make sure that that lead generation, that person that brings in that wants to learn about real estate, in the end gets converted and buys that real estate course that I'm offering. So hopefully next month it should be available, and I'll keep you guys notified and let you know.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
No problem. Any questions? Any other questions in terms of business, entrepreneurship, ideas, comments? Don't be shy. It's okay. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Well, like I said, guys, so it seems like people are shy, but it's okay. Nothing wrong with it. But like, that's what I really want to focus on, is really helping people start their businesses and really improve their lives. Because I believe if you have your own business, you actually hold you hold yourself to a higher standard, because you have to actually focus on lead generation, lead conversion, and customer service, and also referrals. But if you work in a 9-to-5, you never have to worry about those things. So these things are really that help business owners grow and scale. And so guys, until hopefully next Wednesday, I can't wait to see you guys. If anybody has any questions, I'm just giving one last round. If you have a question or a comment. Anybody else? No? All right. Well, listen, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. If you do have questions or comments or other people that could use this information, please send them our way. We'll provide you the links for the next meeting, for our next Zoom meeting. Guys, so I hope you guys took some knowledge and took this into consideration when it comes to your own business. I hope I gave you some ideas that you could work with. Guys, tomorrow I'll be holding my podcast. You can listen to that on iTunes. But otherwise, I'll see you guys next Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'll send you guys the link. And thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate that. All right. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kenny.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.